we dip our toes into the socio-political spectrum from time to time, right?
Yes.
It's all the minutia, the little stuff, like the stuff we want to talk about. It's all relative. Some of it's big in some people's worlds. To other people, it's like, hey, the world is on fire, and you're worrying about that.
Exactly.
You're just.
I think that's what the whole plan is right now.
Yeah.
Is things like what we're thinking about talking about right
Yeah.
now. They want that to be a distraction.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
powers that be
It's just
want
it's
us
playing
to be
out
distracted.
perfectly for them.
And want us to
we're ripping,
have reasons
we're
to
ripping
hate
each other apart.
Yes.
Yeah. So in that vein, in that spirit, we would talk about this in kind of a compassionate and understanding way.
Absolutely.
And not I hate this side and I hate this and I hate that. But at the same time make sense of something that is very irrational.
Well, it's something that we can't get our heads around.
Yeah. And that is the part of the whole transgender movement that we're going to discuss.
Yeah. The part that a lot of transgenders are like, would you please just stop?
Yeah, turn it down a little
yes,
bit.
it's causing problems for
all of us.
people that are just trying to get along in life,
Right.
and just live their lives and be happy.
So let's start out by saying who we are and how we feel about this. How do you feel about transgender people in general?
I mean, I'm fine with it if that's
Right.
if they really feel like they, were born in the wrong body and somebody didn't coerce them into feeling that way. I mean, I think that that's fine. I think that they should follow their.
We're going to get into that.
Passion.
We're going to get into
be
that and what that means. There are ramifications for you saying it's okay. So, okay, good. I feel.
Well, I mean, it's a thing. It is.
Yeah.
I mean,
believe me, I was exposed to trans people when I was a little boy. Some people weren't. They didn't see any of this growing up, and it's all of a sudden.
I never did until I was in college, probably.
But I had that exposure early on, and I said, "That's commitment." The people that I saw, were guys walking around New Orleans with Navy tattoos all over their arms and boobs and all the lipstick, and they would hit on me, and we would talk. I would talk to them, and I was like thinking, man, you got to stick your neck out to be true to yourself if that's you, because these people got beaten.
I don't think that anybody would actually choose that.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just something that is happening.
Yes.
Yeah, it's something happening here.
Definitely.
Okay. So yeah, so suffice it to say, I like you and tolerant. I think be what you want to be.
Yes.
However, you believe it. You believe you have testicles and a penis and the male chromosome, but you believe you're a woman. I, however, don't. And I'm not going to be forced to believe that. That's forcing your delusion upon me. And people don't like that word, those terms like delusion.
Yeah, I wouldn't say delusion.
It is delusion. It is, you're not well, if you are biologically a male and you're telling people that you're a woman and can have babies and breastfeed, it gets to the point of where, we don't even need to.
Nobody that's transgender tells other people that they can have babies. I mean, that they can physically have babies.
Well, I beg to differ, but.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there are some, and those people are delusional.
So you and I would be of the same mind, live and let live.
Yeah.
But it goes both ways. Don't push you. I won't come to you and say, you're a man. This is what a man is. You be like me.
Yeah.
I won't do that to you.
Yeah.
Don't do that to me.
Exactly.
Don't come to me and say, this is how it is, and
Well, that's
this is
the
what you've got to believe.
let live part of
Yeah.
the live and let live.
Exactly.
I mean, it goes both ways.
So if you,
but it doesn't seem to these days.
so there are separate realities. I'm fine with those
Absolutely.
people having their realities, but the problem we have right now is that people want to set themselves up as victims. Okay, because when you have victim status, you get not just the rights that all of us get, but you get more. You get all these additional rights and protections. You become a protected class. It's kind of like the people they can't wait to get the handicap placard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure out a way to get a handicap placard so I can park up front at the Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
That's the objective. It's not, oh, I don't have my legs, I really need this.
Yeah.
It's more,
Yeah.
with some people, it's more, I want that ability to not have to walk.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a crutch.
Yeah. So a lot of people want that victim status, and then they can bully. And this is what I'm not liking. This is what I'm seeing. You believe you are, and I know this is going to hurt a lot of people's feelings, but this is how I feel. You believe you are a
That's
woman,
not what we're trying to do.
and you're a 250-pound biological male. And if I go, look at me, right? I'm a man. I feel like a man.
You are
If I go into
definitely
a
man.
woman's locker room where there's young high school girls naked, you should kick me out.
Yeah, that's not right.
You should say, you're a creep, get the hell out of here. This is not your place.
Yes.
But as soon as I say, I feel like a woman, and I put on a bra and I put on makeup and I say, I identify as a woman. Don't tell me I'm transitioning. You do not get to tell me what I am. I'm going in there. That's when I have a problem. You go in the bathroom with my granddaughter, man, you better be able to pull it off, and nobody needs to know. I mean, I know that sounds strange, but if you're coming in there,
make people uncomfortable.
it makes me uncomfortable, and I don't want that.
You're not saying that you think that they're going to do something bad. You're just saying
No.
that it's just for anybody. It's not right.
Okay, so some people identify as cats, right? If you identify as a cat, again, what do we believe?
Go for it.
Go for it.
That's
We're
what
not
you
going.
wanna
We're
do.
not saying that begrudgingly.
That's
We're
a
not saying it
commitment.
smart alecky. We're just saying that's cool. I'm cool with that, but don't do it in such a way that it infringes on my rights
Yeah.
and my comfort and my freedom. Right.
Right.
Don't break the laws.
As long as you're not hurting somebody.
Don't come.
Or
If you identify as a
taking
cat,
away from other people.
if you identify as a cat, don't go to the playground and shit in the sandbox where my grandchild is playing.
Ew.
Because that adversely affects you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
The cats poop in dirt, okay?
When you're in society, you need to be polite.
Yeah. But then we're
Or
pushing
you get in trouble.
We're pushing it so far where they would like to say that person is a cat. You need to respect that person. That's what cats do. That's cat behavior. You need to respect that and allow that. See what I'm saying about special rights and privileges?
Yeah, where do you draw the line?
Where do you draw the line? So we started with, okay, these people can go, who are biological males can go in women's bathrooms. And these people who are biological males can play on women's sports teams.
Yeah, see,
it's not fair.
Yeah,
it's not fair. And recently I saw,
It should be. I think if we're going to keep going in this direction, we're going to have
break it away.
Yes, it's going to have to be your own special teams, your own special leagues.
We've gone this route for 30 years. We've done this to sports. Like we have girls want to play
on boys
teams,
and boys want to play on girls teams.
No,
well,
no,
not really, not usually.
Really.
But now, yes.
They get pissed off because the boys are basically the boys' sports teams were bringing more people to the games.
Well, that's because it's always been that way. I mean, that's how
It's been a
it
male
started,
thing,
and it's just
right? Yeah.
Yeah, and in female sports, yeah, I mean, females have played sports for a long time, but really it hasn't been organized.
What some people don't understand,
So,
and what we're talking about is a lot of these people like a lot of these athletes who are biological males playing against girls, say they're in their 20-something age range. These biological males didn't become transgender when they were 2 years old. They matured as biological males. They weren't taking any hormone. Most of these people that I'm seeing, they matured into big, strong, strapping men, and then they said, I've never been comfortable as a man. I'm a woman now. Well, great. You've got the skeletal structure that has developed through puberty and through young adulthood into a big, strong man body. And now you're 175 pounds and you want to play against my 108-pound daughter.
Yeah.
How is that fair?
Yeah.
Of course you're going to outswim her. And now I see a recent shot of this basketball game, and this big biological male, I can't say dude, okay, transgender person, involved in a play, and then gives a push to a little girl, and she flies down on her shoulder and hips on that court. And that's not fair.
Yeah.
He just goes like that as a block, and sends that little girl sailing. That's because that's the wrong body type in that collection of people.
That's why they have like different weights and stuff in boxing and wrestling and all that, because you want to have like people pitted against each other, because it doesn't make any sense to have.
And why does it sound insulting to so many people to say start a transgender division?
For sure.
Start a transgender division.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So why can't people, I'll give you another way to illustrate this. Why can't we take performance enhancing drugs as football players and baseball players and basketball players? Why?
Because it gives certain people the edge.
It gives you an unfair advantage.
Yeah.
Right. It gives you a performance advantage.
Right.
So it's illegal. Why is it not illegal to give yourself a performance advantage by becoming by being a biological male, developing a big male body, and then entering a woman's sport?
Yeah.
That's way more of an advantage than some Ma Wanger or something.
I don't think that we saw this coming, so they didn't have anything in place to be able to say what they say about the drugs and stuff. People used to use the drugs and they never said anything about it until it started becoming a problem. And, they developed rules and
they said,
laws.
Wait, this is not right. And history will tell. And
it's just as things progress, you need to put more rules, unfortunately.
And you and I know this is a distraction from the world that is on fire. But if we survive as a civilization, we're going to look back at this and say, how ridiculous, how absurd that we were letting that happen and destroying those careers and hopes and dreams of those girls because those guys had their hopes and great, have your hopes and dreams and desires, but don't adversely affect all the others. And I think if somebody like Leah Thomas, I would go so far as to say there's something wrong with the character of a person who says, I'm loving this. Like that basketball player that bruised that little girl and then got a high five from one of their team members. If I were on that team, I would say, this is my dream, but I'm not going to play with this person and beat those people that are trying to do what I'm doing. This is not fair.
Yeah, the team members are all jazzed that they have.
I wouldn't be high-fiving this biological male saying, yeah, we're so glad that we have a transgender on our team. It's just not, I don't see that as right.
It's
so
tough.
what did
situation.
What's his name say? Bruce Jenner. You know his stance on this?
I know
he's
that
transgender.
He was saying,
I have a lot of respect
I don't know his stance on the sports part.
See, I'm doing it. I don't mean anything by that. I knew Bruce Jenner all my life as a man. Mm-hmm. Now it's not Bruce Jenner. Sorry. What is it? It's Caitlyn. Caitlyn Jenner. Okay. I have respect for Caitlyn Jenner. I understand that Caitlyn Jenner has transitioned. And forgive me, I got the pronouns wrong. I didn't mean disrespect. I did that unintentionally.
Most people, when they get it wrong, they do not mean disrespect.
I don't want Caitlyn Jenner to feel bad, and I think she would know that. It's just hard for me.
It's hard to switch it around in your head.
They're persecuting people
that's how
for this. They're persecuting and prosecuting people for what I just did.
prosecute.
I knew Bruce Jenner all my life. Growing up, I thought that's fantastic. He's amazing. He makes America look good out there doing all these things in Olympics and so many different sports, crushing it. He was fabulous. Now she. I'm okay with that. And she says it's wrong. Bruce Jenner said it's wrong for somebody like Leah Thomas.
And it's wrong to keep pushing this agenda on everybody.
Yeah.
And he's speaking out against parents. Not grooming is the wrong word, but basically talking their kids into making a change.
My child is 1 year old.
Yeah,
I know that he wants to be
That's
a she.
ridiculous.
Like everything, once we start down a road, we go too far and then we pull it back. You just said that.
Yeah.
You just said that. It's like the pendulum, you know?
You have to.
It's the whole, it's these small issues in society are their little pendulums. All of society is a pendulum, you know?
Yeah.
And where are we going back to? We're going to go back to the puritanical age? I hope not.
I hope not.
But
it
something's
would
got
be
to
good
give.
to like
It is.
rein in.
It is
tighten up the reins.
It is irrational to say. It is not irrational to say. I feel like a woman. I was born as a man, and I feel like a woman. That's fine. It is irrational to say, and I'm gonna beat the hell out of your daughter at some softball or swimming or whatever. Because you are. You obviously are.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a sport that requires muscle.
Yeah.
You know, like girls' sports, just like boys' sports, require some amount of strength and.
I mean, of course,
stamina.
there are going to be women that will be able to beat men that have transgender.
Well, didn't they do this thing with Serena Williams? Didn't Andre? Not who was that? Famous tennis player, the one that was always angry, McEnroe.
Oh, McEnroe.
Yeah, he said that the 700th best male tennis player could beat her, or something like that. 700th best in the world.
Oh, wow.
Could easily trounce her.
That's bullshit.
You
Excuse my language. I said the BS word.
No, but I mean, that's not being mean. That's just acknowledging biology. We need to get back to facts and biology and stop saying science doesn't mean anything anymore, except when it serves me and my cause.
Well, they're changing science now.
Yeah, they're changing science. They're changing history.
Okay. So nothing means anything anymore. It's just
the left has gone off the rails, and so many people are dissociating themselves who've been on the left their whole lives. Even Bill Maher is starting to wake up. I watched so many of them. Who's that guy? Russell Brand. I love him. His mind is Russell Brand. I think it is Brand. Russell Brand. Mind is amazing. The guy is amazing. And he was really far left. And I used to listen to him and become infuriated with the rubbish that was coming out of his pie.
Really? I never really.
Oh, it was maddening. And now he's
I listen.
Now he realizes the global leader just puppeting us.
Oh yeah.
And our government.
Yep.
And he's waking up.
They're out for you, because they're not.
So, anyway, I think we've kept it simple.
Yeah.
Are you fact checking me?
It's Brand. It is Brand.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
right.
you. All right. So
he's right.
I think
as usual.
Have we kept it civil? So the long and the short of it is, be whoever you want to be. Live your dreams, but don't let your dreams destroy other people's dreams.
Exactly.
Leah Thomas is destroying these girls' dreams because Leah Thomas has an unfair advantage. This is a fact. It is a fact. Everybody knows that Leah Thomas was born a boy. Everybody knows that Leah Thomas matured as a male. Everybody knows that Leah Thomas performed, whoever Leah Thomas was when she was a boy, performed poorly in sports. It is fair to say, because that person did not achieve what that person wanted until that person got into female sports. These are all facts. Now,
I don't know
fact
any of
check
those
me on
facts.
that. But I'm
I
allowed.
don't know any
I'm
of
allowed
those
to be wrong. But I've read and heard all these things, but they're facts. They're facts, and they're biological facts. And let's just. Everything is so much more simple if you model it and if you flip it and say, what if you were in that situation? What if somebody had their hopes and dreams and they said, I feel like a victim if people don't give me my way and let me do what I want to do, which means it's going to come in direct conflict with what you want to do and in an unfair way. And I'm going to take your dream away from you because my dream takes precedence.
Yeah.
And if you cry about it, I've got the victim card.
Mm-hmm.
And society will protect me because that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah. But then what about those people? Like they're kind of stuck too because they have to the transgender people. They have to go through all of that. They're always being bombarded
they have
with
it
negativity.
hard.
Oh my God.
They have it so hard.
Yeah.
It's like people used to say, when they were arguing with the people that hate gays, they're like, some people just back down a little bit and say, why would anybody just want to be gay?
Yeah.
Especially 30, 40, 50 years ago.
Or want to be in any way different in which. Yeah. And it's funny because we're all completely different from each other.
And I don't mean that in a bad way.
There are certain types, but we're all completely different.
Why would you want that much of a challenge in your life?
Yes.
I'm not saying that I'm normal and that's abnormal, but I'm saying pretty much it's a lot easier being straight, mm-hmm. and having all those privileges and just that ease, that linear path of being heterosexual. Everything,
mm-hmm.
it just works a lot easier.
A lot easier. Yeah. But.
For our next subject, we should tackle something like reparations.
Oh, jeez.
Join us for our next
discussion. Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
I hope this didn't piss anybody off.
Is there anything we didn't cover about? I mean, there's so much to it.
There's so much.
It's such a distraction. We realize
it really is a distraction.
We don't talk about most of the political stuff because A, we don't necessarily feel we're smart enough, and B, there's too much angst and too much negativity.
I feel like everybody's being pulled apart when we're supposed to be working together now. We're supposed to be
and I listen to these people
helping each other
that sound like they're one podcast or one talk show or radio broadcast away from a stroke or heart attack. They get if I listen to somebody like Sean Hand, I can't listen to that because you can't do it, huh?
You're just naming all these kinds of names, aren't you?
Well, I like Sean Hannity. I think I prefer maybe like Glenn Beck, Tucker Carlson.
I like Tucker.
But they're always upset, and I don't know if I want to do that. You have to have the energy. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Sean Hannity. I didn't mean to be disrespectful, but he's always got to be
disrespectful to the other side.
Well, no, not necessarily that, but just angry.
Just sarcastic.
Yeah. Well, all of that which goes with being upset. Yeah. It can give you a stroke. So anyway, I think we said how we feel about it.
Yeah.
And if we had a grandchild that was transgender,
get along.
What would we tell our there you go, model it here. What would we tell our grandchild? Say we had a boy grandchild, and that grandchild decided after puberty they wanted to be a girl.
I mean, of course we're going to accept it.
We're going to support it.
If they're old enough to make that decision, and you feel like they really have not been coerced in any way,
we're going to try to have the dialogue of say,
course we're going to support.
Let's let this ride. Let you feel your way through this. Don't deny your feelings, but let's wait until you're older. If you then still feel this strongly that you really want to make changes, then maybe 18, 21, maybe at that age of reason, if you really feel that strongly about it, then start doing something.
Even that's so young.
I would advise you against it.
So young.
Yeah, I would say I advise you against it.
Yeah. Just
I'm your
because
grandfather.
of the difficulties in life.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
it
you don't know, and
creates.
you might change your mind. And there's a high suicide rate among transgenders who have transitioned, who've had parts cut off.
Yeah.
High suicide rate. And people say there's a lot of people killing themselves because they don't feel right in their bodies. So what's the difference? Well, I think it might be
More
even
the other
worse. People after
Oh, because they've
transition.
gone through all that.
Yeah, and they don't feel, and then they feel like, well, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Can't get that back. Yeah.
Oh,
And if you've had hormone blockers, and I just think I would advise my grandchild against it. And if my grandchild went ahead and did it, and then said, okay, I know it. Here I've waited till I was 18, 21, and now I want to start playing women's sports. I would say I would advise against it because I don't think that's fair. Well, look at you, you big lummox.
You're
know?
gonna beat the crap out
That's
of
my
them.
that's my grandkid. I can talk to him like that. You have an unfair advantage, my child.
Yeah.
I don't. That's what I would say to my grandchild. I'll bet there are a lot of people.
You know what you would say? Let's get together and form a team to start,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah. There's
form
going to be a
leagues,
hero.
and
There's going to be a hero
there
out
is going to
there.
be somebody that
There's
does
going to be somebody
that has that as their passion.
And that person is going to be
And they should do
heralded
it.
throughout history as
Yep.
the one that said, enough is enough. Let's do something positive. I'm not going to tell you no. I'm going to tell you yes times 100. Let's do this. Let's start.
And I think that would sell.
Yeah.
I think people would probably be interested in
I
that.
think a lot of people would be. I think more
I think it would be
people,
fun,
more
actually.
people than most of us recognize or believe
Yeah.
would be, because it would be unique,
Yes.
wouldn't it?
Totally.
Transgender MMA fighting.
Maybe we should do this. Okay.
Let's edit that out.
We're
'cause
editing
starting
that. This is our new business.
But don't you think there's a lot of parents and grandparents out there that are doing the right thing and saying, no, you shouldn't do that. I mean, you shouldn't compete against people who grew up as girls
Yes.
and have wombs and different hormones, and they didn't develop.
Double X chromosome.
Yeah, they didn't develop like you did. And
Yeah.
I don't think you should do that, honey. I mean, I don't want to tell you how to live your life and what dreams to have, but there are still a lot of things in the world you can do that wouldn't take other people's dreams. I have no doubt that you'd be really good at basketball, but I would expect you to beat everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't just be delighted if it turned out you had a talent. Right away I would expect you to beat all those girls because you grew up a boy. All right, I've worn that out. All right, tell us what you think in the comments below, and
Thank you for
thank
watching.
you as always for watching us.
Mwah.
Be sure to like
And subscribe.
for more. Take care, everyone.
Mwah.
Just checking your Adam's apple.
What?
You know, they say, what do they say? If it has an apple, it has a banana. Oh, that's
Wait,
wrong.
isn't there something about my fingers
Yeah,
that says that
according
I'm
to
a
your
dude?
fingers, you're a dude. Well, somebody recognized that
They're
because your this ring finger is shorter than your middle finger,
Yeah.
or something like that. So,
Okay.
yeah,
not a good indicator, people.
they have said that you are a guy.
Yeah.